Gracie doesn't let me smoke my cigar in the house anymore because she can't stand the smell. And, of course, I can't upset Gracie. She's my only source of income. I can't get rid of the cigar either. I use it as a prop, you see. Whenever I tell a joke, I puff on the cigar. That way, when you see me puff on the cigar, you know I've told a joke. I'll show you how it works. You know, marrying Gracie was the best thing that ever happened to me, and Gracie feels the same way. And marrying her was the best thing that ever happened to me. You see how it works?
Oh, hello, George.
Hello, Gracie.
Oh, why, George, it seems like only yesterday that we were married, and my mother tripped you as you walked down the aisle.
Yes, I'm afraid your family didn't approve.
Oh, of course they did, George. Why, they all applauded her for it.
Gracie, I notice you have a lovely bouquet of flowers.
Oh, I thank you, George. It's all because of you that I got them.
Because of me?
Remember yesterday I told you I was going to the hospital to visit Mrs. Johnson?
Oh, yes.
And you suggested I take her flowers.
Of course.
So when she turned her back, I took them.
Gracie, that's not exactly what I had in mind, but how is Mrs. Johnson?
Oh, she's still recovering from her diving accident.
Diving accident?
Oh, yes, she emptied her pool and then she dove 50 feet into it.
She emptied the pool?
Well, she's an excellent diver, but she's terrified of water.
Of course. Gracie, did the nurse ever happen to drop you on your head when you were a baby?
Oh, we couldn't afford a nurse. My mother had to do it.
That makes sense to me.
George, speaking of sense, where do you keep your money?
In the bank.
And what percentage do you get?
4%.
Ha! I get 8.
You get 8?
Yep, I keep my money in 2 banks.
Well, that's a very smart idea. You know, Gracie, you haven't mentioned your brother one time since we've been talking. How is your brother?
Oh, George, my brother's missing. Have you seen him?
No. What does he do?
Well, he was an undercover agent.
Really? Secret Service?
No, he knows about it.
I imagine he's working on some big case now, Gracie, eh?
Oh, last week he went out on a murder case, and do you know he found that man in an hour?
He found the murderer in an hour?
No, the man who was killed.
Must be quite a detective, your brother.
And then he was hired to help the Joneses with their matrimonial problems. And he watched Mrs. Jones.
Well, she must have been a very attractive woman.
Oh, yes, my brother was hired to watch her day and night for 6 months.
And what happened?
She finally got a divorce.
Mrs. Jones?
No, my brother's wife.
I see. And now you say he's missing.
Well, he ran out of money, so then he decided to go into the banking business.
He ran out of money, so he went into the banking business?
That's right. He broke into the banking business at 2 o'clock in the morning and was kidnapped by 3 men dressed as policemen.
I see. Well, I think I have this little mystery solved, Gracie. Tell me, does your brother have a name?
Oh, of course he does, George. Doesn't everybody?
Well, of course. What does he call himself?
Oh, he doesn't have to call himself. He knows who he is.
No, Gracie, if your brother was here, what would you call him?
George, if my brother were here, I wouldn't have to call him.
Gracie, if I found your brother and I wanted to call him by name, what would it be?
Oh, George, it would be wonderful.
I'll get right on it.
Now, George, I really must be going.
Oh, where are you off to?
Well, I'm off to get my fortune told.
Really? By a palm reader?
No, silly, by a mind reader.
Ah. Well, Gracie, be sure they don't charge you more than half price.
Oh, George.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.